back. It's Heather from Tomatoes, Poppies, and Everything Gardening. I hope you're doing well and you are staying cool. We have had near record, I think, heat wave for this time of June. We're in mid-June, and I think today's 95. We're going up to 100 this weekend. So the point of this video is I want to plant some flower seeds, and I want to do it now, and I'm impatient. I didn't get it done in the spring. So I'm wanting to plant flower seeds during a heat wave, like a 2 to 3 week drought heat wave. So I'm hoping you'll join me because I'm going to go through all of my seed collection. And just for flowers, we're just going to look at flowers. And we're going to focus on flowers that might be, maybe have like a 50 to 70 day maturity. Because, well, my first frost is the beginning of November, late October. So the last 3 weeks of October I don't really count as good growing time because the light is less, the temperatures are cooling off. But it might be the time to start some fall planted flowers for next year. But what we're going to focus on now is something to give my summer garden towards the end a nice push. I've been doing like a lot of weeding, cleaning up all my flower beds, making things look a lot nicer because I don't want to get in trouble with my HOA. But I have so many empty spots, and I don't really want to just go buy plants this time of year that have been struggling in pots for months at the nurseries. So I kind of want to start my own because I like to start my stuff from seed when possible. And it will be more economical because we have a big space to fill. A lot of it's full sun. In the back, I'm good. I mean, I could take some cuttings off impatiens, root those, various things like that if I wanted more flower power back there. But what we need to focus on is the full sun stuff, and that means I'm going to have to start some seeds. And it's going to be really difficult because it's hot. It's so hot, no rain. I'm having to water everything at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. I don't know. We may be setting myself up for failure, but I think it's worth a shot. So let's go look at my seeds and let's pick out some fun stuff to grow. I don't even have a sunflower growing except for one that I bought because the roly-polies have been just horrible this year. They have eaten almost every seed I put in the ground. And then there's this mommy robin bird who follows me throughout the garden. If I put a seed in the ground, she's watching, she's waiting, she will go dig it up. She's done that to zinnias, to my roselle seeds. I ended up having to cover them to protect them to get them to germinate, and they have. But I lost a whole week and a half because she kept eating my seeds. So we're going to start in containers. We're going to start in little flower pots, little cell trays. We're going to get started. Through the hallway, and I had these seeds just stuffed in the mill thingy, and it's early morning too. So it's the next morning. I was going to get started with planting all of the flower seeds, and I thought let's just take a quick moment to kind of think about what may work when we just are at summer solstice, so we don't have a lot of time left. I don't want to grow something and then not get to see it flower. So think about what is your first frost date, your average. Maybe take away 2 or 3 weeks just to give your plant plenty of time to grow and have enough sun to flower. So this says 75 to 80 days. This is a form of Cape Daisy or Zulu or Vanadium. So I have grown this before. I've grown the white, and it's stunning and gorgeous. And I did start some early. I've done that before, but I've also started it from seed directly in the garden halfway through the summer. I did that last year, and it did flower before we got super cold. So definitely, I think this could be one of the flowers that we plant today. So I'm going to count back. Let me just take a little break here to look at the calendar, look at my, so I calculated about when my first frost would be. So like a 2-week window, and then I took away a few weeks for lack of light, cooling nights, cooling temperatures, and kind of came up with like an estimate around, maybe the 1st of October would be about the end of when I want. If the beginning of October is kind of like what I'm aiming for as far as deadline for maturity, I'm going to count back or go from now until, like, let's say the very beginning of October. So that leaves me with a good 3+ months of growing time from now. So between now and early October, I have 3 months and some change. Let's just say about, I don't know, 12 to 15 weeks, 12 to 14 weeks, something like 90 to 100 days. So these flowers would work since it says 70 to 80 days until maturity or to bloom. So I think we'll give these a go. So that's what I'm going to do for each of these plants as we go along. That's one of the most important information you can find on a seed pack is days to maturity. And that is from transplant date. So we got to add a little bit of buffer for that as well, because we're going to start these all in little pots or grow trays, because the roly-polies and the birds have been eating almost everything that I try to plant. There's a mama robin that already talked about this, but she keeps wanting to eat every seed. She follows me and watches me plant seeds, and then she eats them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through my seeds, and if it's greater than, I'm going to say probably 80 to 90 days, I'm going to hold off. Probably not going to try to grow that this year. So I have these guys set aside, and these are some of the plants that I want to get going. I'm going to walk you through my thought process, though, real quick in regards to the days I have left in this growing season until my first frost, and then taking away a few weeks. So today is actually June 30th. I kind of took a break in this recording, and I never got out and started these seeds. But we're going to start them today. I have everything arranged outside. So that gives me 3 solid months of growing time. So I've got all of July, August, and September. I'm not going to count October at all because it's going to be a cooler month. The days are going to be shorter. It's going to be less sunshine, even though my first frost probably won't happen until the beginning of November. So definitely Tithonia, we're going to start some, because every time I try to grow those in the ground in direct sow, at least for the last 2 to 3 years, I have no success, and it's really been making me mad. Everything I've been trying to grow in the ground this year has been eaten by birds and or roly-polies. So we're going to start about, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these. Benidium or Zulu Zilly. I've grown the white with the purple center before. These are about 75 to 80 days. So we're kind of at that cutoff there, getting really close to my 90-day mark. These are just supposedly like 60 days. And I know my hands look horrible. I've been doing lots of tomato work the last 4 to 5 days. I've scrubbed and scrubbed. If you know anything for tomato tar to get that off, let me know. The dwarf straw flowers, I didn't start any straw flowers early this year, but I love them. It's one of my favorite flower. About 85 days. Let's say 80 to 85 days. So that's kind of really close to that cutoff as well. These two are about the same. 4 o'clocks are pretty quick. Like you're looking at 40 to 50 days. So we're going to get some of these started because, again, I put some in the ground and they never germinated. I think they were eaten. Really, really, really wanted to grow this new Rudbeckia. It's called Chim Chimney, and it looks so fun and cute, and I do love Rudbeckias in different colors. So guess what? It's 100 days. So we're going to skip this one this year. Now, if I was in a zone 9, we could treat this as a perennial, but we're not. And I just bought these seeds, so they'll be good next year. We'll just hold off on this one. But isn't it cute? I really love that one. And then Zeborina, I've grown these before. They're kind of like a tender perennial here. They'll do well for 2 or 3 years and then kind of slowly die off. So I want to get another round going. And I'm thinking the germination and the timeline on these is similar to probably like a hollyhock. So even if I get them growing and doing well this season, most likely we're not going to see flowers until next year, and I'm okay with that. So let's get these guys outside and pot them into their little cells, and then we'll take another look and see if there's anything else we can get going with our, 3 months that are remaining in this growing season. More seeds. I want to get some started real quick while we're out there. This beautiful orange calendula, it gets kind of tall though, so I know where I want to put it, but I do want to get the seeds started, and then I'll just transplant. Honeywort, I've grown several years. It says it's a tender perennial, but for me, for some reason, it just kind of bakes in the sun and then it just dies. I'm wondering if I should try it in a part sun location. See if that makes a difference. It's really gorgeous. So the flowers, the bees, pollinators love it. So I do want to get some honeywort going. And then one of my all-time favorite flowers is called Silver Cup. I do have a few seeds I put in a planter that did germinate. They are doing well, but I want to get more going because this is a big impact plant. Also, if I can go find the seeds for my cranberry hibiscus, that is a huge, beautiful, gorgeous plant that can make a big impact as well. And I need to get some okra started. And the soil I want to put this in is pretty poor. Usually I just direct sow it in that area, but because of all of the seeds going missing this year, I'm kind of thinking we should probably start at least, let's just say 5 in the cups, and then I'll move those near the ones I direct sow, and I'll do 5 direct sown, and we'll see how that goes. I think I will also transplant the Roselle hibiscus into those larger little cups that supposedly biodegrade, but we'll see. Start with the okra. It is like 500 degrees today, so this okra will be so happy. And I'm just gonna push each little seed, like, I don't know, quarter-ish. That one went a little too deep. And then I'm just gonna pinch it close with the soil. And when we're done seeding all of these guys, I'm gonna water everything. So okra's done. Right, I'm gonna put 3 of the Mexican sunflower in this line here. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna go back in the house. I'm gonna find 2 sunflowers that I wanna start and to plant over here. I'm gonna overseed quite a bit because these seeds are from 2021 and I've had such a hard time getting them to germinate lately. But you can see what the seeds look like, and kind of almost like a little bit like a marigold, sort of. So this row right here will all be honeywort. So that's 5 honeyworts, and look at how big the seeds are. Pretty big. So I'm going to do 5 of the Orange King Calendula. And this will be like probably blooming for me in the fall. So some of these are actually going to be fall flowers, especially the sunflowers. These will stay pretty active for me until like maybe January. We get our cold weather January, February, and I will have calendula blooming sometimes, you know, November, December. So this is a great thing to be planting. I might go get another pack too of a different variety. Got the Zulu done, and the seeds are so tiny, you just barely press them on the surface. No burying. And then the Silver Cup, it was very lightly buried, but it's so hot. I wasn't joking when I said 500. It's actually 105 heat index, so I'm gonna go in, look for some more seeds, take a break because it is very hot. Like, look at these poor roselles. They are struggling. I think I'll give them a break for a little bit, put them in the shade. Okay, so I'm looking at some of my flower seeds here. This top shelf of this storage container is for flowers, and I did have them organized by kind of like a cool weather flower versus a really warm. Now they're all mixed together, so oh well. We'll work on that in the winter. I'm going to start these tassel flowers. They will look really pretty come fall as well. So I'm going to start these. And I said the word marigold earlier, and then I thought, you know what? I have not grown African marigolds in 2 years. And I have some seeds from a few years ago. We're going to grow some of those. I think they'll be like a yellowy orange color. I do have some seeds for the white ones that are really big, but I think they are somewhere else where I probably will not be able to find them. Maybe we'll try the red one too. Okay, so I'm going to do those. And then I want to do some sunflowers. So probably pick out maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 colors. And I wanted to try growing this Lorenzo safflower. And sounds like it'll do really well right now. It's 75-80 days to maturity, or first blossom. I thought this was a perennial for me. If it's not, it's okay. But we're going to start this. And I'm thinking it's probably about it. These are the cool weather here on the right, it looks like. Got so much milkweed outside, and I'm still waiting on the monarchs. Probably won't get here till September. So they have plenty. I'm not going to grow any more of that. Let's see. This is a perennial. Oh, only in zone 9. I guess that's why it didn't come back for me. Okay. So I think we're pretty good. I wonder where I could keep this. You know what? I was thinking of somewhere I needed to put a vine. I am going to start these. Yes. This is like a vining, I want to say calendula, but it's not. It's the other one, nasturtium. A vining nasturtium. And I have somewhere that this can help hide some tomato plants I'm growing out front. We're going to start these two. That is perfect. I'm so glad I found those. Oh, did I show you the cranberry hibiscus? I mean the cranberry, yeah, cranberry hibiscus. I thought I just found those seeds a minute ago. Well, they're in here somewhere. I'm going to start those too, if I can find them again. This looks pretty. Let's see. It's an annual, 4-foot tall annual. Wow. Honey-like fragrance. I'm going to look this up. If we have enough time, if this is less than, let's say, 75 days, I'm going to grow it. I'm going to find the cranberry hibiscus. Then we're going to take maybe another 15 minutes to cool off, and then we'll go right back outside. All right, I'm moving along quickly because I'm not sure how long I can take this heat. I've got a few squashes here in these containers, and then sunflowers. There's a mammoth sunflower down at the bottom there. And I've almost got all these trays done. I'm doing the dwarf straw flower now. You can see how teeny tiny these seeds are. So I'm just going to sprinkle here on the top. And then for this last row, we're going to do the peach 4 o'clocks. Everyone's been watered. All the little things, all the little trays are seeded. I potted those roselle hibiscus. They look a little unhappy about that. And we're getting ready to get a thunderstorm. So that is why they're in this little greenhouse. Don't want those seeds to wash away. When the storms pass, probably tomorrow, I'll bring them out into the sunshine. And out of this little greenhouse, it gets way too hot. They will dry out way too quick. So this is just for tonight, because it's getting ready to storm. We got like 2 minutes of rain, and we got a big old storm system coming. And the humidity is about probably 99%. The heat index was about 107 earlier, so I'm sweating. But I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great gardening week. Bye.